Ta-da! Teddy! Oh! Come on! Oh, Teddy. Oh no. Oh. Oh. Come. Get out of there. Get out of the... Go on, move, you stupid. Get down.
Is that the kind of thing that
Look. Ta-da!
Here, I'm going away for 2 days. You'll need to feed the fish. Here you are. Got that?
There you go, little fishy.
Oh. Oh. Coming. Bye-bye. Now don't forget.
You stay there. Bye.
Lovely.
Go back. Ta-da!
Hello, I'm Tim Searle. I'm the series director on Mr. Bean.
Hi, my name's Tom Beattie, and on the animated series of Mr. Bean, I'm the series producer, so I oversee the whole production.
So there's about 50 of us working on the animation here in Shepherd's Bush, and with the folks working on storyboards, voicing, and the sound, I suppose a team of about 60 all told.
So we decided to do a second series because this year's the 25th anniversary of Mr. Bean. Since the first episode of the live action series went out on New Year's Day in 1990, I think it was, we thought it was a great way to celebrate that, you know, shout about this great anniversary, and a new series would do that fantastically. So the stories for the second series, there's 52 episodes, there's a lot of stories to create. Sometimes the writers will come up with ideas and push them forward, and then they'll go through to Rowan and see if Mr. Bean would actually do that kind of thing. You know, we chip in as well. You know, I've got a couple of kids who spent a lot of time in ball pools, in soft play, so I thought that was a fun idea to bring through. There's a fantastic one where he has a dream and keeps waking up, and there's a huge Mrs. Wicket the size of a house, and then there's one where one of the writers has noticed that Mrs. Wicket loves wrestling, so we've done an episode about wrestling and how Mr. Bean becomes a wrestling star, which is one of my favourites.
Well, a lot of people don't appreciate it. Rowan's fully involved with the whole production, from voicing the thing right the way through, and he's involved editorially. We talk about storyboards and scripts, and certainly in the animatic, which is where we time everything out, and he and I regularly chat about the whole process, and his input is pretty valuable stuff.
You know, so with that sort of wrestling episode that we really wanted to do, you know, that was written up into a sort of short paragraph that's sent to Rowan to say if he liked it, and sometimes there's a bit of, oh, I think this would be really good, and sort of selling it to him, or he'll just say flat that, you know, Mr. Bean wouldn't do that or go to that, or he would do that but don't go to that far, or what's the motivation, or etc. etc. So he's totally involved in that side of things.
Think of that. I could do that.
There's one episode I really love, which is sort of with the second series we tried to bring Mr Bean up into the sort of modern era. So I mean, he doesn't have a mobile phone, but there's one called Viral Bean where he's in the library and he goes on a computer and sort of accidentally records himself on YouTube, or a type of YouTube, becomes a famous sort of viral star overnight, and how he deals with that fame, which is kind of sort of crosses with real life, and how Mr Bean is so famous. And I won't give away the end, but you know, he enjoys going back to normality.
And I think it's fair to say that compared to the last series, we've kind of worked on making Mrs Wicket a little bit more human. She's not just the archetypal dragon, she's a very warm character, I think. She's still a little bit often the enemy because she's the landlady downstairs, but there's quite a few episodes now where we see their collaboration, which is quite funny, I think.
Yeah, there's a lot of two-handers, being Mrs Wicket, and then it obviously involves money quite a bit, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's often the motivating thing, is money. But there's one episode I'm particularly fond of where Mr Bean inadvertently causes Mrs Wicket an injury, and thereafter he has to look after it, but caring Bean. And it's I really like that one. Bean impression.
Yeah, people
The only thing I can do is
Bean, Mr. Bean.
No, but that's the best I can do, I think.
Are you going to do the burp?
Oh, I could do a... No, I won't.
God,
No, don't do a burp.
your mum will be disappointed.
I see. All right. Still. Yes. Where's he gone?
Now, please, can I have one volunteer from the audience? Oh. We have a gentleman over here. Please.
Excuse me, I'm looking for my wand. Look, got to go. Bye. Look,